All right, everybody, welcome to Live at 5. My name's Jack here at Island Music Company. As you can see, we are set up differently than we normally are. This is probably going to be our new building block for how things are going to look and how we're set up. We have some cool stuff here. Today, we're going to specifically be highlighting Universal Audio. I've got a selection of their items here. We also carry their interfaces, and there's a few other items from them that we would have in stock, but I don't have them right now to be able to show you or showcase. So this is what we got, but it's still a pretty good setup. On top of that, we're also highlighting a couple used guitars we have. We have an Eastwood 12-string semi-hollow, a Sterling classic. It's a Stingray 25, so it's got the 5 strings, and I think they call it Toluca Blue. And we have this awesome Music Man Cutlass over here. And this really cool burl finish. It comes with those new the mono cases. Sorry, I drew a blank there, but the new mono cases from Music Man. So phenomenal stuff there. I have that nearby, so I'm probably going to open that up and show it to you. It's just so we can kind of see what those new mono cases look like. But before we get into all that, let's tackle Universal Audio. This right here is the aux box. This is probably their bread and butter. This is what everyone kind of knows them for, outside of the Apollo interfaces that used for, recording it anywhere. They're just small little type deals. But the aux box is what makes practicing, recording, performing really accessible to guitar players of all types of setups and ranges. Along with that, they also have a number of pedals. So we have the Astra, the Golden Reverberator, and the Starlight. And those are all effect pedals. So the Astra is your modulation, and the font on there always reminds me of like Sega. Like it makes me want to go home and play the Sega Genesis. The Golden Reverberator is just this beast of a reverb pedal. It's phenomenal. It's spacey. It's dreamy. It does everything you would want from a reverb pedal. And then the Starlight is their Echo Station, which Echo is real popular again now. Everyone has a new Echo Station pedal. On here, you can go back and forth between tape, analog, and precision, which is really nice. So you got your 3 switch there. You have a store switch because you can save 3 presets. You have a mod control, color control, division control, which allows you to set the divisions of your tap tempos and everything. You have a delay, feedback, and mix. But also on the back, you have USB control. You have a pairing option because you can control these Bluetooth with an app. And you have your stereo in and stereo out. This is the same construction across the board in all the other pedals. They all built the same way. They all have very similar controls and layouts. You have the option to recall presets and the tap tempo and the turn the pedal on and off. As you can see across the board, all 3 of those pedals, like I said, the layout is roughly the same. So once you figure out how to control one pedal, you know how to control the rest of them. You're just more or less figuring out the parameters behind all of the different effects. So if I put up the modulation pedal here, I have chorus, I have flanger, and I have trem, like a 65 version of a trem. You have A and B presets. You have your store switch, intensity, depth, speed, shade, shape, and mode. A little bit more control than what's out there on most. Also stereo. You don't see a lot of stereo mod pedals, but this one gives the option for that. Lost my train of thought there. But yeah, there's more parameters on here than most other pedals. You could pick up a CE5, like a chorus pedal from Boss, and it's going to have 3 knobs on it. You could pick up a chorus pedal from pick a company, and there's usually just, speed, rate, and depth is almost on most of your modulation pedals. But you get a few more controls out of here, which justifies the price tag, justifies the intensity of it. It's a phenomenal pedal. You could put the 3 of these plus one of these amp pedals on a setup, and you'd have a really good rig and be ready to just go anywhere. So speaking of that, let's get into these amp pedals. I'm a huge fan of all these amp sim pedals that are coming out. The Strymon Iridium, the Boss IR200. I have the ACS1 from Walrus. Like that, I personally have that one. That's a phenomenal pedal. And there's just more and more coming out there. Nuex makes a pretty good one. And you're seeing this develop. You're seeing this become the trend. So now, where you have boutique companies that are going bigger and bigger, You have, as far as amps go, you have pedal companies that are like, we can do that too. And they're coming out with this option for you to just put an amp on your pedal board and go to any gig you need to, whether it's a recording session, whether you play in a church that uses no stage noise. It's a silent stage for a church, so no amps, no on-the-floor monitors. Everything's in-ears and direct. These are perfect for that. Maybe you play in a band and you play in a lot of smaller venues, so you're cutting back. You're reducing amps. You're reducing how big your PA is. This is perfect for that. Unfortunately, bass players aren't quite there yet. You're still just plugging a DI into something and hoping you get a cab sim. Like you could pick up something from Dark Glass, and they have cab sim options on their DI boxes. Phenomenal. Drummers, sorry, there's no there's no way to do that unless you're looking into electric drumming or hybrid drumming. You can get into sample pads. You can get into just different electronic access points and including them into your setup. There's all kinds of things you can do with that. But nothing out there is as direct as putting an amp in a box, putting it on your pedal board, and going to a gig. Most of these pedals that are out there, sorry, I keep pointing at them, but we're not there yet. The Iridium from Strymon emulates Vox, Fender, and Marshall. The ACS-1 from Walrus, Vox, Fender, Marshall. It's all kind of the same. Now, of course, some of these pedals allow you the options to go online, download different simulators, and upload them to different things, and then you save your own presets however you want to do it. These, however, are one pedal specific to one type of amplifier. So if we start here, this is called the Ruby. The Ruby is a top boost amplifier. From the color scheme and the fact that it says top boost, you're automatically pointed in the direction of Vox. Vox has that top boost on the AC30s. You can patch them in. But as you notice, you're going to see a lot of the same controls all over the place here. You have Brilliant, Normal, and the vibrato channel. You have your speaker combination, so it allows you to go through which kind of speaker you're coming out of. You have alternate controls, which allow you to control the room, reverb, the speed, and the intensity of the vibrato. And you have your amp mode, which allows you to control the amp, and then you have your store function so you can save your preset. Unlike the other pedals they've made, you have stereo in and out, 9-volt control, USB, and again, you can pair it with the app to do some control work. So there we go there. The Woodrow. The Woodrow is designed to basically think of, the way it's been explained to me, is think of any Tweed Tolex Tweed Tolex coded amplifiers. Say that 5 times fast. I'm not gonna. I can't say it 1 time slow. You have instrument volume. You have mic volume, which is to emulate like a mic in front of a cab. You have output. You have options of where you want to do for your boost. You can store your preset. You have boost control on and off. For volume, off and on the very bottom position, you can set your volume for the boost. Tone, tone of the amp. And you have your room reverb control. You can decide which speaker you're running out of here on the side. Each speaker emulates a popular speaker that was in like a Tweed style amplifier. And then you can turn your preset on and off. You can cycle on here. Same controls on the back. This is the Dream. The Dream is a 65 reverb amp style pedal. I don't think I really need to explain what that is, but for those who don't know, the 65 is one of the classic Fender amplifiers. 65 Deluxe Reverb to this day is one of the most sought after amplifiers, whether it's the reissue, whether it's the original. It's kind of like one of those holy grail of amps. Like, that's what you need to get your hands on. So, like that, like the other ones, you have this one specifically has a reverb control on the top because of what the amp's known for. Bass, treble, and boost has an alternate switch just like on the Ruby to allow you to adjust speed and intensity. You have the mod knob, which allows you to go through lead, stock, or what's called a DTEX setting. And then you've got your amp mode, you've got your store option, and on the back, those same controls. This one is the one I'd probably be more partial to, just because the amp simulator pedal that I already have, I can get those other tones out of there, but this one would be specific towards the sound I'm probably going after next. These are phenomenal pedals. Universal Audio did a great job with these. They took a while to get in stock when they first came out, but now they're readily available, and I'm excited to see what's next. I would like to see some of these companies emulate some more of these like high gain style amplifiers. It'd be cool to have like a 6505 at your feet, the same like right there. Then you can switch over to a diesel, you can switch over to a Rev, you can switch over to a Marshall, but just have it all right there like you do these classic amps. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so Universal Audio amp pedals. So let's dive into this aux box again. Immediately on the front, you see you have two knobs here. You have rig and room. The rig knob, let me move this box out of the way. The rig knob is your presets. This allows you to decide what cab you're using, because when you run out of the back of here, it's emulating cabs. So I can take any amp head. I can take a PRS MT15. I can take an AC30 amp head. I can take a Dark Terror from Orange. I can take a Marshall amp head of anything. Just pick an amp head. You can put it on top of here. This rig knob allows you to change the cab that you're running from and to decipher how you're being set up, how you're being run. There's all kinds of different, it sets up the room, it sets up the mic that's being used on the cab. You can take that amp and get all kinds of different sounds out of it. As far as tonality goes, it's very expansive. You have your room reverb knob, which is necessary for any amplifier. If you buy an amp and it doesn't have reverb control in it, odds are you have a really great reverb pedal. If not, let us know. We'll get you a really great reverb pedal, like the Golden Reverberator. You have speaker volume, which controls the output to the speakers. You have line out volume, because you can go line out from here directly to studio monitors, or if you want to plug it into whatever means for recording or PA system, anything like that. Headphone volume directly on the front. If I were to flip it over onto the back, you're going to notice you have USB out. You have digital output, so you can sync it directly to the back of a recording interface. You've got your outputs, you can run it to monitors. There's all kinds of options there. So if you're looking to record, you're looking to have a discrete sound, you're looking to take your 40 watt, your 100 watt tube amp, and you really want to crank that thing so you can get the full tone out of it, but maybe you're in a townhome, maybe you're in an apartment, maybe family just doesn't want to hear it, you can use this to pull all that back, to downscale the volume and still access all the tone and headroom capabilities of the amplifier that you love. So come on in to Island Music and check out Universal Audio. I don't have them up here, but we do have their recording interfaces. The Volt series is pretty nice. They have the built-in compressors and everything. I'm actually using one right now to send the audio from this microphone to the computer to the live stream. The Volt 276 has the built-in 76 and vintage style compressors. You just press a button on top and you're good to go. I don't have those engaged right now because I don't think I really need them to just speak. But if I'm using this on the go or at home and I have my guitar plugged into it or a keyboard or anything, it's great to have that accessibility just right on top, because I don't have to mess with plugins or rack gear. A 76 style compressor is built into the interface. It's pretty phenomenal. So that's Universal Audio. Let's get into guitars. I am always fascinated by the idea of multiple tonality, especially when it comes to 7 strings, baritones, fan frets, 8 strings, you name it. But 12 strings are pretty cool just because there's something unmatched to it. I mean, you can put a pedal on a guitar to emulate it, but nothing's going to sound as good as running directly with a 12-string guitar. But not only are 12-string guitars really cool, but the idea that this is a 12-string semi-hollow is just something else that just seems like you're not going to see all too often in itself. Especially with it being Eastwood. You don't see Eastwood guitars very often. They are a unique kind of almost collectors. You don't see them everywhere. So you can tell already it's got one-of-a-kind inlays on the guitar, TV Jones style pickups, gorgeous flame top to it. And yeah, this was traded into us within the last week or two. But yeah, you have your Eastwood 12-string semi-hollow with a nice flame top on it. This has not been posted online yet, so if you're interested in checking it out, you still got time to come in and look at it before it goes online. Like I said, Eastwood isn't your everyday brand, but there are people out there that really enjoy them. So once this gets posted online, it probably won't be around for very long. All right, that would not want to come out of the wall hanger. This is the Sterling 25. This is the CA25. It's a classic series is what they're known for. 9-volt preamp, which is really nice because I think everything Sterling, even the sub-series, use the 9-volt preamps now. Toluca Blue is the finish. 5-string. This is a phenomenal bass, especially the pickup that's in there, the preamp that's in there. This bass punches. It's warm when it needs to be warm. It's crisp when it needs to be crisp. There's not much you can't do with this bass. This is one of those things where this actually was mine. I traded this in. And anywhere I took this bass, people would come up to me like, all right, if you turn around and it's not here when you come back, it's gone. I have it with me. People are trying to buy it from me, everything. Eventually I parted with it just because I don't play bass all that often, and I had a couple others laying around. But if you're looking for a great 5-string bass and you're looking to stay within a used budget, under $600, this is what to look into. This is going to be a great option for you. We've got it here right now at the shop. Again, also not posted online. Just came in a couple days ago. So if you're looking for a 5-string bass under $600 to really just deliver all kinds of aspects of tone that you're trying to deliver, live, recording, you name it, this is the way to go. Hopefully it goes back up in the hook easier than it was to get out. All right, last one for the day. This is a Music Man Cutlass. It's the Artist Series. And this guitar is just beautiful all around. It's got the gorgeous burl top. You can see the very figure-defined maple on the headstock, but also on the back of the neck. Even the back of the guitar itself is just a gorgeous grain pattern. Everything is set up there phenomenally. This is you're going to start seeing a lot of these Music Mans coming in with the Nomad cases, which for everyone that's been like traditionally Music Man, you know, you've known the hard cases. They say Music Man on the side, and everyone really likes that. These mono cases are not disappointing. They're a phenomenal thing. I'm going to grab it here in a second to show it to y'all, but this comes in the mono case. And I was a little skeptical when I heard that they were going to start using mono, but I'm not anymore. I like the mono cases way better than I like the hard cases they shipped in. But yeah, I can't get over how cool this looks. I love Music Man, and when they do a good job, they do a really good job. Like, there's no underselling it. They do a phenomenal job. We just got this in yesterday. This came in yesterday, Wednesday. So it's here now. Be sure to come in and check this one out. I love it. Everyone here thinks it's pretty cool. Then this was our highlight piece for the day. Is the Music Man Cutlass here? Again, phenomenal piece. Let's get in. I'm gonna show you that mono case real quick. So this is the mono cases that these are coming in. As you can see, it's not just like a soft case. It's not an extra padded bag. Like, this has got some strength to it. It's got some durability to it. This isn't crushing when I'm holding it. You can feel that it's very strong and durable. It's got great storage pockets on the top here. And I'm going to open it up for you. And then here, you can see it's form-fitting. So nothing's going to slide around. Nothing's not going to fit. You got the goodie, all the case candy, the goodies that come with Music Man. So yeah, that's all we've got today. Go through the Universal Audio stuff, a couple used guitars, the Music Man Cutlass artist, the Richardson. The Universal Audio stuff I can't really talk enough about. If you're looking to expand your pedal board, whether you're looking to expand your live setup, your home setup, Universal Audio has the ability to do that, and we're excited to have them here at Island Music. Like always, keep up with us on Instagram, Facebook. We're going to start doing more on YouTube. We're always posting new stuff, interesting stuff, cool stuff, anything that we like that we think is just worth sharing and getting out there. We're excited to talk about it and put it out there for y'all. So keep up with everything. We're going to keep posting more stuff. We have new brands on the way in that we're talking about, so keep an eye on that because there's going to be new pedals, new guitars, new amps, all that kind of stuff. And that's all we've got for today. So that was Island Music live at 5, at 5. And we'll see you next week, and we'll see what we can get into then. Until then, enjoy.